Oh!
You have to do it this
You
way.
want me to do it?
No. Looks like his earrings.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Coco. Happy birthday to you.
Thank you.
Many more birthdays to you. Many more birthdays to you. Many more birthdays, dear Coco. Many more birthdays to you.
Want to join? You have to take your pants off if you want to join.
He goes, No, Dad, it's only...
And I keep telling him he couldn't find a nicer kid. He could not find a nicer kid.
Too bad he's a senior. He has a girlfriend?
Maybe not. He did.
I don't know.
I think he did, but then...
Yesterday, did you guys watch the after final?
Yeah. They were on.
Yeah, she's got long, dark hair. I can picture beautiful. She just thought.
Think about it.
They were like
Don't do it.
Christian, like, wow. And then she was like, gosh, you guys are lucky. That's expensive. Yeah. Oh yeah, we took our dad's credit card. And she, I'm starting to laugh at half the season. And she goes, yeah. And then we went the next day. My mom got our brand new one. Yeah, we took
She said so. Go open it. And then she said if not, just walk. Now I am.
Yes, I am.
Turn the light up straight forward and pull the thing down.
Wait, let's see if this turns it on.
Turn that on.
You're recording?
Yeah.
Okay, let's see.
Go get the one down there.
I'm sporting the fetching scarf.
Yeah, you have to say like...
That Grandma got for me for Christmas. She handed it herself. It disguises me as much as it can.
Cannot connect to Pandora, sucks.
It's called my phone.
Oh, that's not funny. Ooh, flashlight. I said my burrito. I just started.
You're totally out of focus.
You lead it off.
Alright, well, you're telling us the story of as a little boy, you would be making tarts, was it? And,
Yes.
well, yeah, we'll just go from there. It was Christmas time, I think, or was it not?
Oh my gosh, Christmas time when I was a young boy was so important. And the reason why it was so important was because I didn't have a phone. And, but I did have a mother, and I did have something that was very, very special to me. I was raised by my grandmother and grandfather, and they had come over here from Hungary in the early 20s, I guess, or teens. And when I was a little boy, I had to do a lot of things to help my grandparents, and one of the things I had to do was my grandmother would say, "Jimmy, we have to break the nuts up for the tort cakes." Now, if you never heard of a tort cake, maybe you have. It's a 4-layer cake. And it was a 4-layer cake made out of walnuts. And walnuts were so very important to do. And my Grandma Rose, that's Grandma Farquhar, some people pronounce it Farkas, but she used to say to me, "Now, Jimmy, you have to come down and help me make these tort cakes and cut the nuts up, break the nuts." And she used to say, "Now, Jimmy, don't you ever break those nuts up and have the shells go into the cake." And I said, "Well, Grandma, I wouldn't do that." And she said, "Last year, your Aunt Irene said that when they made the tort cake, the shells came in and they hurt their teeth when they ate the cake." And I said, "Well, Grandma, I'll sure not do that again." And I'm going to tell you a little secret, Coco and Christian. I didn't want to be down in the basement anyway, breaking these nuts up and these walnuts. And I'll tell you why. I was a really good athlete, and the kids used to come to the back door, and they kept knocking on the door, and they would say, "Jimmy, would you come out and help us, because Elmo Place is playing Fleming Road, and we're doing it out in front of the house." And my grandma would say, No, you have to stay here until you break these nuts up." And I would say, "Okay." And so when it was all done, my Grandma Rose Farquhar would say, "Okay, Jimmy, you could go." And I would go. And between the three of us, when I would go outside, the kids in the neighborhood would be so mad at me because they said, "We're finished." were already done.
The game's over.
Happen. I said, well, who won? And they said, we lost because you weren't here.
Because you were the all-star of the city.
No, they lost because I was.
You weren't there.
Oh, I was cutting,
Yeah.
breaking the nuts.
You were their best player and you were gone.
Yeah. So.
Alright, whenever you want.
You ready?
Yep.
I forgot to mention one thing. When I had to go down to the basement on 2800 Elmo Place in Middletown, Ohio, to crack those walnuts for my grandmother and the family, because we make 6 of those cakes, my grandma Rose would say, Jeannie, don't you ever let one of those shells go into the nuts. And I said, well, what do you mean? And she said, well, last year you did that and somebody complained about the shells being in the nuts for the cake. And I said, I thought I was real cool, you know, and I said, well, Grandma, I would not do that. And she had a big old stick that she kept next to her body, and she said, well, you just put one of those in there, and she took that stick and went like this on my hands. And she said, don't you tried to fool me, Jimmy, and you haven't fooled me this time, because if you ever do it again, I will take this stick and hit you in the head. That's it.
And it scared you.
Scared me. Oh my God.
Would you have nightmares about the stick?
Oh my God. And Grandma had that stick always around her. And I was always afraid that she would never hit me on the face, but she would always say, Jimmy, I'll get you with your hands, because that's what you use, or the top of your head. And that's probably why I'm a little goofy.
Because she would go in at night and secretly...
Yeah.
Without you knowing.
Yeah.
So you think, that's why you think you're normal.
I'm normal, but...
I'm normal.
I'm normal, Grandma, and you're not normal for hitting me.
You have you have a big red lump on your head.
God, I had all these lumps on my head all the time.
All the welts.
And I would go to school, and the nun would say, James, you have a lump on the side of your head. What's that from? And I would say, oh, Sister Margarita. Okay.
Oh, sister.
Okay, I forgot to tell you about the stick with Grandma Rose.
The most important part, the most important prop of the story.
That was the most important part of the story. And I wanted to show you. This is a picture of Grandma Jewell.
No.
Did you ever see that?
No, I don't think I've ever seen that one.
And this is Grandma and Grandpa who made me. They were so wonderful, but that was Grandma and Grandpa. And if you'll ever...
Is that a baby? Or is it just like a blanket?
What?
Next to her. It looks like a blanket or something.
It's a blanket.
Wait, can I see it
It's
again?
blanket. And you see the bottom of this?
Yeah. Why is the font? Oh.
You show it there.
Oh, it's the same
there.
one. Yeah.
It's the
Wait,
same.
you guys have that out in your living room, don't you?
Take a picture of it out there.
Yeah.
It's the same. That's been around forever in our.
Is it an original painting?
Yes, it is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wait, can I see it again?
Sure. Right here.
I want to see the one of your grandparents.
Oh, I have so many of those.
Where's this one? Where?
You know why that was important? There were 2 girls in my family, sisters, my mom and my aunt, and they always had that picture
Wow.
in our family. And so Sandy's going to take that picture. But isn't that beautiful?
Yeah, it is. Is it like a little signature?
There's a name for it. I think it's called the sampler.
Yeah.
It's a famous picture called the sampler.
Wow. It's so interesting to see like old things like that, like in old photographs, and then like you have them.
See, in our house, and it was like we weren't poor. We had a picture in our house of the sampler.
Yeah.
And even though, see, I was my dad and mom were divorced, and I was raised by my grandmother.
Yeah.
And she said, Jamie, you come down here and help me. I had to go down to the basement.
How many nuts would it be?
Huh?
How many different cakes were there that you had to make nuts for?
Oh,
break them.
6. Our family ate them all. 4. Now we started right about November.
Yeah. That's funny.
I'll have to show you.
Do you have like the recipe of the cakes?
Oh yeah. Can you believe it? Take a picture of
we go down and see, and we drank those
the famous torte cake recipe.
Yeah.
Butter, egg, Hershey bar.
Hershey bars.
back the years. And there's
Someday I'll have to show you the pictures of my family.
we were right up
Is that typed on a typewriter?
But I'll tell you something.
Is that typed on a typewriter?
Yeah.
Every time there was a concert, there was a fight inside somewhere.
I love you guys.
Love you.
Love you too.
Love you.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you for sharing that
I
story.
have so many things I could share with you.
Well, another time.
Another time.
Not Christmas
Tell your
Eve.
mom we had a good
Yeah, we will.